Duke basketball. You either love it or you hate it. Depends on which side of the stands you sit on. But one common thread is the respect you have for the players and teams that have built that rich tradition. Today on the Burnett Brief, we sit down with Jordan Goldwire, the newest member of the Duke basketball program, as he wraps up his career here at Norcross High School and heads to the next level. Hoops, man. When did you first start playing, and when did you know this isn't just something that I want to play recreationally, this is something I want to do?
Well, I first started playing basketball when I was 4, and I used to just dribble in my basement all the time, shoot, had a little goal down there, and then my dad signed me up for rec league, and I dominated rec league. Then I began playing AAU, and over the course of years, I just started getting better and better, and then I realized it was something I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
We bought the mitt and glove and the football and the whole nine, but he just always wanted to play ball, and he was in the basement. I got to practice, I got to shoot. So that was just an easy way to, let him do his thing. And he, I noticed at an early age he could really handle the ball. So, I was like, okay, we can do something with this. We can build on that. So it was just a lot of fun. So we kind of got him involved in rec ball kind of early.
My dad definitely was the one to put the ball in my hands, but I think growing up, watching Allen Iverson, he was my favorite player, so I used to always watch his games, watch highlights, and I think he had something to do with why I liked the game.
What would you say was something that you've almost been able to do well right out of the box, and what would you say you've been able to kind of work on over time?
I would probably say my passing ability. At a young age, I could always pass, and that's always been something that I love to do. And then probably what I progressed over, just my jump shot, just getting a consistent jump shot.
What were some of the things that stuck out to you the most when you started here at Norcross?
It was just a different vibe. Everybody works hard here. You're never going to be able to take days off. Coach Mack is always going to push you. They have a winning attitude. They win state championships. So it's just different. With guys like Jeremy Lamb, Jody Meeks, Al Farouk, NBA pros have been through the program, and to be able to come through this program and be able to attend the college is just an amazing feeling.
When coming to the school and talking to Coach Mack, he didn't make any type of promises. He just let us know that if Jordan do the work, he'll play. And so we didn't come here expecting him, I feel like if he had stayed at Mill Creek or went to other schools, he would have played, started his varsity, his freshman year, he would have been on varsity. He wasn't here. He was on JV, and that was okay with me. Only thing I want to do is see him play and get better. And so, and that's what he did. He's put in the work. Coach Mack saw the value of him and allowed him to grow as a player, and then, and allowed him to play. And so I appreciate the type of coach that Coach Mack is. I just appreciate the entire support system. The parents are wonderful. Like I've never been a part of a school where the parents are so involved. There are certain mothers who, they're gonna look out for your kid, and they cook and make sure the kids are taken care of. So it's just a great atmosphere here.
I guess the biggest thing that defines him in my mind is just how he attacked every single day. And every single challenge that we had and gave him after every game, after every practice, after every year, we'd sit down with him and say, hey, this is something that you did well, this is something that you need to improve on. And some kids can take that criticism, some kids can't. But Jordan's one of those guys that every single thing that we told him, he did everything he could to find a way to be successful. So it was just very rewarding, and it was a pleasure to coach him. And those are the guys that you really enjoy being around, because they value the environment, and they value what their coaches tell them, and they work to get really good.
Let's talk the recruiting process. How was that process overall for you, piece by piece?
My recruiting process was different, definitely, because I feel like I was under-recruited. After my junior year, I'd probably say I didn't have any offers, and I don't think I got my first offer till going into my senior year, the summer. But I was able to pick up mid to high major offers, like from UNLV, Arizona State, Tulane, and then a lot of mid-major schools. But it was definitely different because I felt like I was going under the radar. But it definitely picked up, and I got calls from a lot of different schools, and it was definitely a good process.
We felt that he would kind of been under-recruited a little bit, but one of his biggest strengths has been in this program is he's kept guys happy, and he's put the ball in the right places, and some really high talent, talented guys. He's kept them happy, and I said, look, that's what they want you to do. You're going to go into a program that where players are going to be extremely talented, and you should be comfortable with that because it mirrors your high school situation. All 4 years that he was in this program and the 3 years he was on varsity, he was surrounded by a lot of talented players. And I feel like one of the reasons why those guys were good is because Jordan Goldwire.
For us, we waited it out. And like I said, he got a lot of activity even toward the tail end of the season. A lot of schools were calling, and then he became like this, oh, he's the best available guard, in that category. And I said, okay, that's fine, but we still got to find a good place for you.
It's hard as a mother to sit back and see your child who's worked hard to try to get to this point, and then things aren't happening the way he expected and even the way I expected. Any coach that I talk to, I would tell us, I just want someone who wants my son. You don't want to be in a place that people recruit you, but they really don't want you. I'm like, don't recruit him, don't offer him if you don't want to play him. I just wanted him to be happy, and that's what, he said he's happy, so I'm happy.
All right, so you got me invited to Duke. It's something that you guys are ready to take up on the offer. So give us a detailed description of the journey. Everything from you're gassing up, headed to the airport, or however you got up there. Just kind of walk us through the process.
I was excited the whole time. There's texting my dad. Every time my dad gets text, I'm smiling, just excited. We got on the plane Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, probably around 6 o'clock, landed, had dinner with Nate James, and then woke up the next morning, had dinner with the whole coach staff, Coach K, Coach Capel, Shire, Smith, and Coach James. Just getting a chance to meet everybody, different vibes from all the coaches. And then they put me through the workout, probably the hardest workout of my life. It was tough. And then just getting a chance to meet the guys, it was all fun.
So at what point during the visit, I'm sure you were excited, and I know you're going to go into it even keel, because at the end of the day, it's for them to gauge your fit there, and also for you to gauge your fit as far as how you see them as a program. At what point throughout the visit did you say, it's time, and I want to be here?
Yeah, we had dinner on Monday night with the whole coaching staff, and we were all just talking, and Coach K, he was just saying the role that he wanted me to play, and just talking to me about my game and how they want me to develop and be one of the players to bring the Duke culture back. And just looking at our parents, I was just like, yeah, it's ready to commit. Like, it's time to commit. And so, I asked Coach, I was like, when am I allowed to commit? He was like, we're waiting on you. So, it's just...
So why are you telling you this?
Yeah.
Are you cheating near the ear, or are you still trying to play it with the poker face? Like, okay, Coach, trying to listen to him and not show it, or at this point, is it just all out there?
After I committed, I was cheesing. I was excited.
I've always been a Duke fan. Me and my daughter were the Duke fans in the house. I was excited from the start. I was pregnant with Jordan going to the game, so I'm like, okay, see, this is a sign.
Just watching Duke basketball, seeing their fans, actually getting a chance to go to Cameron, just see how amazing it is. Watching them over the years, it's just been amazing. Being able to watch Kyrie growing up, even though he didn't get a chance to play that many games. I remember watching Noah and his Shire win championships. It's just been great watching them growing up.
When the announcement comes, obviously you're excited. You know what you're going to bring to the table. And a lot of people like to use the phrase, the internet has no chill these days, whether they know basketball or they don't. I'm sure even though you have a good support system around you, a great head on your shoulders, you were able to see some of the praise, but also some of the criticism.
Yes, sir.
Talk about what was going through your head, just while that was going on.
Definitely when I committed, there was a lot of backlash. People were like, who is this kid? Like, we never even heard of this kid. Why all of a sudden we take a point guard, Jordan Goldwire? People didn't think they were going to get Duval now that I committed. So it was definitely just a lot to take in. And I just remember talking to Nate James even before I committed. He was just like, when you commit, it's going to be a lot of backlash. People are going to say what they want to say, but you just got to be able to tune them out and just get in the gym and work. And so when I get to school, I just want all of the fans that do to know that I'm just going to be one to always be working and just ready to get to Cameron.
And over the course of his 3 years as a varsity player, Jordan has played some of the top guys in the country. He's played multiple nationally ranked teams. He's played in, standing room only gyms and played against teams from all around the country. So the bright lights in the stage aren't really going to affect him. There's going to be a little bit of nervousness for any freshman that's going into playing high major basketball the first time those lights come on in a conference game. But as soon as he bounces the ball, as soon as he gets on the floor, it's going to be similar to some of the things that he's experienced here on a little bit smaller level. What folks that aren't necessarily familiar with our program might not know is just the work that these young men put into, getting where they want to be. Jordan's been in a situation where it really has been, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This kid is a young man that doesn't really know what idle time is. He's spent the last 3 or 4 years with a ball in his hands preparing for this moment. So people can say what they want to say about him. I mean, he's a winner, and he's done things to put him in the position to play for one of the best programs in the country. I'm not worried about it at all. I know he's going to do well.
You had to appreciate just the level of candor that James and the coaching staff showed with you, because not that they would do this, but they could have painted this rosy scenario for you. But for him to address that and say, hey, this might be the case, but at the end of the day, we're going to get in the gym and work. How much of that was confirmation for you that, this is the type of coaching staff I need to work with?
Yes, sir. Just being with all the coaching staff, all they want is excellence for their players, and they're going to push their players. They're just a top-tier program, and Coach K just wants the best for his guys, and just knowing that they had my back was definitely a great feeling.
I mentioned how, when you grow up, you see Wojo smacking the floor, you see Hurley, you see those pesky guards locking in on defense. Have you pictured yourself locking down on D and smacking that floor yet there at Cameron and do it?
Yes, sir. Defense is something that I pride myself on, and just being able to get that chance to play for Duke, I know I'm certainly going to come into the games ready to play defense, ready to defend.
When you look at your family and just your parents, how helpful have they been, not just through this recruiting process, man, but just, up to this point in life as it relates to basketball and every aspect of life?
Definitely my mom. She's been a big influence on my life. After all my games, if I've had a good or bad game, she's always been my biggest critic, and she's always like, oh, you need to do this better, you need to do that. Like, you didn't have a good game today. And my dad, he's always been the guy just to push me. He's always the one like, hey, we need to go get some shots up in the gym, or you need to work on this. And so they both definitely been big influences in my life. And just leading up to this point, I remember when Duke first called, my mom was like, Duke wouldn't call you if they didn't think you could play there. And she started like, I know you can play there, and just put your mind to it, Jordan, you can do this. So they were definitely big influences in my life.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you taking time with us.